Hi everyone, my name is Heather Day and I'm here today to show you another quick tutorial. I posted some calla lilies on the forum there a few days ago, and I've had some ladies asking me how I have made them, so I thought I'd do a quick video tutorial again. So this is what I'm talking about the calla lilies. Now I do these in various spoons and flatware. But this one is from a teaspoon. And I'm going to show you a few different things, way that I do them. And I've got some stuff prepped here ready to go. But I will get at it and we'll show you how I do them. So the first one that I do is I do the demi spoons, the little demi spoons. Now this one was a plain one, no pattern on it. So I have added the pattern to it, but I've also patterned the bowl because, as you can see on the backs of mine, I add texture to mine so that it has a little bit of a glimmer. And also down inside, I'll put texture down in here so that it gets a little bit of a glimmer when the light hits it as well. So that's kind of what I've done on the tip of this one. See, when you roll these, this is going to be the narrow part of it. So by mistake, I did it up here. But anyway, so we're going to be doing it down in here. And no, sorry, up in here. I did this by mistake, and then I realized what I've done. So, because this is going to be the bottom of your calla lily. So it's going to be hanging like this. So this is the wide open piece, and your bead is going to be hanging right in here. So what I did was I added my texture to this side because that's going to be the outside when I roll it. And then on the inside, you'll have the glimmer right here. But I prepped this because it had no pattern on it. I went ahead and added it by hammering it, and I'm going to make a ring out of it. So anyway, so I'm going to start with this one. So hopefully you can see what I've got going here. So this is the mini, not the mini pin, it's the pin that is one above the mini pin. And I've got my cradle here for my rings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my spoon bowl right into that the channel, but I'm only going to take it to half of it. Because remember, this is going to be opened down at this end here. So I'm going to put it in there at the halfway point, and I'm just going to bend it down. Try to get it as centered as possible. And then I'm going to start to roll the spoon bowl so that I'm kind of creating that whole concave all around. So I'm taking it the whole way around, right to each edge. And I'll show you here in just a second, as soon as I get this all pushed down in there, what it's going to look like. So now you can see it's like a scoop. All right, now I'm going to take it to the mini pin and into the middle channel because I want to try and get this as tight as possible before I start hammering it all out. And get that in there. Get it lined up. All right, so we'll press that area now. So we're just trying to make it nice and tight, because we are going to be hammering it down through. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. All right. I find demis are really, really cute little pendants to do up. So as you can see, I've taken it a little bit tighter right here on the tip. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, but also for safety. So I have my V block here, but I just throw it onto the side. So I've got a nice flat surface, and I'm going to start hitting right at this part of the top of my spoon. So we're going to try you're kind of hitting it and rolling it at the same time. So I'm kind of pulling away, but I'm trying to get it as tight as possible right up at the tip here. All right, so we're just going to kind of take it a little bit, and then we're going to turn it around, and we're going to do the other side, so it's going to fold over top of it. So get one side done, then do the other side. Now you don't want to flatten it right down. You want to leave it open because you're going to have to get your wire and everything down inside of that. So leave some space for it so you can get your wiring down in through there. So you're just going to kind of work it back and forth, until you kind of get everything lining up and one side is tucking in under the other side. And I'm pretty much almost there. So as you can see, it's taking its form here now, right? And there's my tip. Get my camera all focused in here. So I'm going to just, there's a bit of area right here. I don't know if you can see it or not in this section here. It's flanged out a little bit more. So I'm going to start to hit this edge of it so that it's going to bring it all in together a little bit nicer. So you just hit it a few times, see what you like. See, just by those two, it's created that form already. So I think I'm pretty good with that. I'm going to stop at that. The top of it here, I don't know if you could see that. It's not a real big opening, but you can take that even tighter if you want by just continuing on. You're going to kind of hold it on a bit of an angle, and you're just hitting that tip. And then turn it and hit the other tip. So it brings it all in. And then I tend to hit right on the top here, the seam, so that it flattens it all down nice and easy. So there is my Calla Lily ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is I would cut this off right here with my bolt cutters. And then I would file that down nice and smooth on the grinder and sander and everything. Then I would tumble this. So as you can see, get my hand behind here so it kind of focuses. It's a nice little shape. It's open. You can close that in if you want to, even more by hitting it right in this section right here. So that's your demi spoon. So, and I always do it where this handle is here, so I have maneuverability in getting it, forming it and everything. But there's also other ways to do it. So I'm going to show you this little guy right here. These I've started to do the earrings to go with the Calla Lily pendants. So there's a little wee tiny earring. So I don't know if I can get my ear down, but it's not that big at all. They're nice dainty little pieces. And what I did with it is it's just a disc. And actually this piece is cut out of flatware, a pie lifter. It was the boring piece, so I've added texture onto it. Get my hand in here so you can see some of this. And it's kind of like a leaf pattern. And once again, I've taken the tip and I've added texture to the bottom of it so that when I get my bead in there, there's a little bit of a glimmer. But what it is cut out of the disc cutter. And it is my, I guess if you do small, medium, large, this would be my medium. And it's the size of that. So I cut that out from flatware. It's not from a spoon bowl. So, but we can do that. So you can do those size of earrings. And you can do, if you want to do bigger ones, like the demi spoons are actually pretty close to this size. That's the big one. But you can do it, and like if you want it to be bigger, a larger pendant, but some people don't like all of the big ones. So I have done, these are the two sizes that I do if I'm cutting them out. This is really tight, the next one down, to get that groove. You can do it, but you just have to work away at it. So the next one I've done was a regular teaspoon. So once again, I hammered the texture pattern onto it, just on rolling mill plates. And I lay it on there and I take my ball peen hammer to it. And so it's got a ball peen texture on one side. And once again, I did this pattern down below. So I'll get this out of the way and we'll show you this one again. So again, I'm starting with the pin up above the mini pin. And then I do the mini pin to tighten things up. So we'll just get that back in place. But this time I don't have a handle. So I'm going to use my pliers, because I'm not trusting my fingers to get in the way. I've already lost my thumbnail once. So I'm just holding on to it and get it into there. And once again, you want to get it right up the center, lining everything up nice and straight so that you have a nice even bend right from the get-go. And we're just going to press that right down and see one press. And it's got it on like the shape of it there already. So again, there's my press, and I'm just going to roll it to the left, press, and just keep doing that side of it until I get to the edge, and then I come back and I roll the same way again to the other edge. So creating that concave. Get a hold of this again. the teaspoons are a nice pendant style too. Now, if you're patterning the back of it, you can also add your patinas and stuff like that, but some people don't like the patinas, and it does wear off in time. So once again, there's my spoon bowl, right? So I'm going to take this out, add my mini pin in so I can tighten things up, and do the same thing again, just tightening it up all the way. So get it leveled in there and press. And again, you can go in further if you want. It depends on how much of a flute you want on the outside of this, but you are limited with the mini pin because it'll only go about halfway of the teaspoon. So there's my done up on the mini pin, right? It's a nice little size, but it's starting to take shape. So once again, I just hold on to that, grab my hammering block, and I'm going to start to hit this side first, so it's rolling it towards me. And I usually start right at the tip. That's where I start hammering, because again, I want to create that, just that little opening just for the wire. So there, it's coming around to it. Now I'm going to turn it and I'm going to go on to the other side of it here now. So you just want to make sure that one side is tucked in at least halfway. So when you start to do the other side, it's going to automatically fold over top of it. So again, I'm hitting it right at this edge here, and I'm pushing it towards the other one. So there it is there. It's coming along, and we're just going to kind of tighten up this one side. And gonna do this area right in here. Just checking to see. Look, I thought my video had shut off on me here, so that's why I kind of stopped. So there you are. There's your Calla Lily. Again, if you want to close this in, close it in. Now, so what I do to finalize this, so it gives you some ideas of what you can do with this. Now, in order to bring this all together here, I'll show you how I construct it. It's just basically wires and beads, and I just wire wrap it all together. So I've already went ahead and I've pre-strung a bead onto my wire. I've kind of put a little hook on my wire. This here is just a bead cap that's been flattened down. I don't know if you can see that properly or not. It's just a little bead cap, and I put it into the press and just kind of flattened it down. Put the chain on so it's hanging in behind it. And then I feed it up into the inside of the Calla Lily. And then I use a round ball bead to fill in that gap at the top. I formed this bead cap around because it's nice and soft, I could form it to where I wanted it to sit on there. And I just take my thumb and I hold on to it. And then I have a little ball because I want to kind of fill in that opening down in there. And find the hole here. And so it drops right down inside of there. And I push it in. And then I wire wrap this, the tip of it. And then I just add a bail to it or whatever. But there is your pretty little Calla Lilies. So hopefully this helps you. If you have any questions, give me a shout.